Now, there was another issue that emerged this week in Afghanistan. The soldiers in Afghanistan got into trouble for racist slurs on Facebook pages. The former head of the military, Peter Cosgrove, had this observation to make about that.
Facebook and Twitter just keep reminding us that they can provide unguarded moments that young people come to regret. It's been shown in so many different walks of Australian life. But I want to make the point that the same soldiers who have been silly in posting these sorts of really disreputable comments are also putting their lives on the line for ordinary Afghans. So I think we've got to keep a bit of a sense of proportion over this.
And the point that he makes there too about the social media, Sophie Mirabella's staffer revealed on Facebook that he was taking a taxi from Wodonga to Tullamarine and it cost about $900 or so, and he said at one stage, I don't do buses. He said that in the end he's paying the money back, but it's the dangers of Facebook.
Yeah, it is, for sure. And, you know, over the last decade or so, public servants have sort of disappeared out of sight. You see them in estimates and so on. And lots of public employees are bound now by kind of confidentiality structures and so on. Social media actually brings those people to light, gives them a direct kind of publishing access that gives you these sorts of insights into what they're doing and thinking. That is one of the fascinating things about social media. One of the dangerous things too, if you're kind of trouble-prone, as Sophie Mirabella's staffers serially seem to be.
But the other problem is we live in this age of narcissism. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I mean, no one would care, and I wouldn't care if someone caught a bus or a train or a taxi. I mean, who cares?
Shouldn't people care if someone catches a $900
Yeah, but why does he want to tell the world? I mean, why do you want to go on Facebook and tell the world that you caught a taxi around the bus?
I mean, would have told
it's
their
because
friends
you
at the
think
pub. This is
someone's
a new pub,
interested.
you know?
But also sort of mad ego things like, this is just how I roll, you know. I mean, there was a new cost cutter for the Liberal
That's the
Party.
whole point about this whole medium. It's a national eavesdropping service. It's like, Joe, you're missing the point if you think that this is about somebody broadcasting to millions of people.
I don't think I'm missing the point. I think it's about narcissism.
Well, it's about people having conversations in a different way from the way that they used to. Instead of like going to the pub and telling this hilarious story about how you were late for the train and so you know, caught a $900 cab fare to Melbourne or whatever, you know, you're doing it casually online, and lots of people have not got their heads around the fact that anybody can eavesdrop on that
It can
stuff.
also reveal what you think. And just going back to the line about the soldiers, the current head, the Chief of the Defence Force, Angus Euston, he took a very different view. To the previous head, he said, look, this is appalling. It flies in the face of what we're trying to do in Afghanistan. These are the comments about niggers and sand.
That's the view
all
that
that
the
stuff.
Afghans are taking as well.
And that we're supposed to be winning hearts and minds, not calling them niggers.
Yeah, and maybe with and you wouldn't want to drink and tweet either. I think that's
that is
good advice for everybody.
That's a foundation rule.
Having said that, I thought General Cosgrove's piece for someone who's a retired general was a reasonable comment to make. And these blokes are pretty courageous. They're doing stuff that none of us would ever do, and you've got to give them a bit of leadway, whilst counselling them and disciplining them if necessary. But I thought Peter Cosgrove was on the right track.
OK, more with our panel shortly. Annabelle Crabb, Brian Toohey and Gerard Henderson. But now here's Mike Bowers and Talking Pictures.